Good morning. It is a dreary, drizzly, yawny, groggy morning. Friday morning at that. Major yawn. Anyway, this morning we are going to get a 2015 Chevy Silverado. I have fallen in love with the body style of these, the little squinty headlights. I've always wanted one. I've wanted a Duramax of these so badly. A white one specifically. That's the dream build, but that's also like 40K. So I found this one for super cheap. It's the V8, it's got 4x4, and it looks decent. It's not bad. So we're gonna cop her. It's a deal. Under $16,000 for a clean title with reasonable mileage. I already called up a dealer yesterday doing some market research, gave them the VIN, sent them pictures from the ad, and they said that they would do something in the 20s. So there's definitely upside even selling it wholesale. It's a private deal. Anyway, I gotta get ready. Gotta get up to the shower. Weird. Starting this up. Gonna get looking normal, head out. So what are we taking? We definitely need some champagne. We'll pop some champagne this morning. Maybe a limoncello for the road. Let's get this popping. We'll get the dark cherry and pomegranate. We'll get these, fill up a couple of the Vosses just for the road as well. Should be good with hydration. Gotta load up the essentials. And we are out, we are ready to go. Gonna grab my car charger from a truck and then get in the better vehicle for a long road trip, AKA a car, not a truck. So we got everything we needed. It is a cold summer day. It's 50 something. I don't know if there's 48 degrees. There is a temp gauge in here. Thermometer? Is it called a thermometer when it's a digital readout? I don't know. It's not called a temp gauge, is it? I don't know. The world may never know. Anyway, we are driving the Hemi right now. So I got a crazy deal on a Hemi, sold it, bought it back, and it's currently in that transition where I have it the second time. And so I love her, and I'm driving her to pick up the car that's a little bit more fuel efficient than a Hemi is. Anyway, the Hemi's a good girl, that's for sure. Oh. There we go. Anyway, I'm gonna need to pop some champagne very soon because it's the morning and I have the yawns and I'm way too addicted to caffeine at this period of my life. So we'll get hyped up. We'll get some caffeine coursing through the body and then we'll get to it. Podcast at 2x. Woo, minty.
Oh, are you happy? Are you happy? Yes. Oh. Oh. You're crazy. As much as I would love to just spend all day playing with you, gotta go.
So we are in the new whip, the Audi. German luxury Autobahn cruiser. Can speed, not speed at all. We can cruise at a speedy rate on the interstate without problem. So picking up the co-pilot now, then we will be on the road on the voyage. We're a little late. It's what time is it? 10:15. Should have left at 10. Oh well, not too bad. The bang hasn't hit yet. That's what I'm blaming it on. We're gonna find deals. We're gonna look for some other deals down there as well. You may end up seeing a haul on this video, maybe a separate video of our Indianapolis haul, the big city in Indiana. I want to find some 8x6.5 wheels. I'd love to find some truck parts. Love to cop a Rolex. Who knows? Who knows?
So we've made it to Indy, which is awesome. We have 5 minutes until we get to the bank. At the bank, we'll be getting a cashier's check and then heading to the meeting locale, which is definitely a little susserino because the dude does not have a title for the truck, which makes sense, it's newer. But we're meeting at a public place, and not like a nice, refined, high-class public place. You could say, oh, let's meet at this like Keystone Mall that's down here, or let's meet at like a nice shop. We're meeting at a Walmart for a $16,000 truck that he doesn't have the title for. But I perused this guy's Facebook profile, which is one of the perks of Marketplace, and he seems like a normal, sane, real human, had like pictures of his family going way back, and didn't have any other vehicles on Marketplace, so I don't expect shady stuff. He said I can get a picture of his ID, and a copy of the registration, and the ID matches the registration, so I think it's gonna be all kosher. Anyway, pulling up to the Chase right now, old Chaser, parking by the good old Roadrunner. Don't see too many of these with a Indiana historic plate. So we are going through the light right now, hitting the brakes, baby. We are right here, allegedly meeting at the McDonald's that's in front because it's more out of the rain, even though it's not coming down now. Okay, I think I see her right there. Oh yeah, there's that infamous dented tailgate. It is lower in the rear. Bagged her, baby. 15,550. Maybe I do 1555555 just for the memes.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Good old Mickey D's. Bad taillight. Ew, that lower and that spacers and that.
I'm so serious. I hate that truck.
So yeah, there's one unanticipated dent on the bed, and the brakes are not new. They're like definitely 40,000 mile old brakes. So I said, I don't even care about the dent on the bed. It's going to be a work truck because I know he's not going to drop a lot more. So I had to try to be as reasonable as possible. Anyway, I looked up the cheapest Econo brakes and I said, will you come down on the price simply for the raw materials of the brakes? I will install them, which definitely appeals to logic, instead of like, oh, help me out, please, with an emotional appeal. But I was like, okay, if I got literally the cheapest, most bare bones, and didn't even say, I'm going to take it to a mechanic, can you pay for the labor as well? Which someone else may try to negotiate with. He said, yeah, we can lock it down at 15,550, 200 off of what we had agreed upon. So good news. I'm excited that the tires are shot. I didn't think they were so bad, but we got new ones already, so not a problem. Going to the bank. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. What about good help anymore? I don't know. Anyway, we are headed 7 minutes away to Cheesecake Factory. After that, co-pilot Mike does not deserve the treat, but I guess we're still getting the treat. Anyway, we are in the Chevy, the 2015, baby. We got a couple lights on the dash we already knew about before. Not a problem. Got all the Dacos right here. Yeah, we're good. We're set. Here we are, baby. Shopping at Saks, going to Cheesecake in the new 2015 Whip, baby. Brand new Whip, baby. The Cheesecake had an hour and a half wait. Thumbs down there. We're just gonna grab whatever at the food court. That's what you get for trashing the car.
Parking stop.
We got Chipotle and sushi. This is heaven. So successful little lunch stop. First meal of the day, actually. Got Chipotle and some egg rolls and spring rolls. Interesting combo, but it was awesome. Anyway, we are gonna get on the road, get headed back. It's like 2-ish hours. The weather's looking better, so that'll be helpful with these bad tires. Just hopefully we don't hit too much traffic and construction. Oh, check out this dangerous boy. This is literally not safe. I'm gonna have a blowout on the way home. These are bad. This one's okay. I mean, like, I will drive home on the freeway on that. It's pretty toast. This one's pretty solid, but like, honestly, good thing we have the spare, because I am not hopeful at all. And I look like a third grader with my hair down. I don't like it. Anyway, we got done with lunch, so now we're headed out. So we have an hour and 46-minute drive to get back to the homestead. Hopefully uneventful. You'll see. I'll keep you updated. So this is my first truck of this body style. One of my best friends ever, Parker, has the GMC version, but his is pretty loaded. I don't think it's a Denali or a High Country. Whatever the spec is, I really don't know these trim lines well. But LT is pretty base. And I was expecting a super base truck. It's only got cloth interior, but the build over here, like the armrest, is this nicer leather. Same with right here, pretty nice leather. And then we have a touch screen up here, dual climate control, which is pretty nice. And I don't know if this is standard. I'm used to older trucks, older vehicles. So this may be the Chevy standard, starting in 2014 or 2015, but it does seem high-tech to me. Not to mention the fact that it does have a backup camera, which is amazing. I wasn't expecting that either. I was expecting just more of a bare display at best at that, but it's touchscreen. It's got the backup cam. It's got Bluetooth. I'm listening to music. I'm trying to think of what else. The rear lights that go back. Some other stuff. Like it's not just a work truck. I have an 08 GMC Sierra right now that is very bare bones, very much a work truck, and so I'm very happy with the spec for being rather base. Definitely lost out on the seller definitely lost out on some upside that was there, especially with the marketing saying it has the backup camera, it has all of these things, because even I, someone who knows vehicles, cylinder deactivation, last thing, it does have that, so it gets better fuel economy. It'll bump down into 4-cylinder mode if you're just cruising on the highway, which is nice as well. Anyway, the seller definitely lost out on potential value simply by not knowing, acknowledging, or disclosing these features and these options. So I'm very happy with it and just had to hop on. I'm comfortable in the truck. I'm going 70 right now. We got a bare road, so that's why I decided to hop on. I mean, there's nobody in sight, so if I veer off, obviously I'm looking at the road more than looking at the camera right now. But if I were to veer off, it would just impact me. Anyway, it's smooth. Like, the tire is sketchy. It's horrible. I'll show you how bald it is in a picture. So I felt rough, but especially after this drive, it's well over 100 miles, and it's trucking it, doing well. So I should be home in less than half an hour. It's been super easy. Just set the cruise and listen to some music and podcast and call it a day. So see you when we get home. I'll give you the full tour. So good news, we are back in the home turf, home territory. Dropped off the German Beast, and we got the Hemi following behind, bringing that back home because I drove it in this morning, along with the new girl that I get to drive. I also happened to accidentally hit the traction control button. Now that we're in the country, we know we've made it pretty close to home, and so especially with how wet it is, well, could get a little slip slidey. Who knows? I'll definitely be showing you some slip slidey before these tires get changed out. That's a promise.
So I want to show you my highly specialized and very scientific method for researching things that I don't know. And that would be to watch some YouTube videos on the subject, on the topic. I've never encountered, like I said before, a lowered truck. So I just looked up a video. It's got 25,000 views. And this guy,
so in the front,
shouts breaker stereo and performance, has this incredible 20+ minute long video that I'm watching at 1.8x.
with that. In this vehicle, we're going to do basically your coil. So this is
Anyway, he was talking about drop shackles, which I didn't know were a thing that existed. So basically, it's possible and almost likely on this truck, in my opinion, that the kid went the route of just doing a drop shackle. It's not dropped that much in the rear, and it's super cheap and super easy to do. I didn't realize that. I know that lifting a truck is more expensive and more intensive, but you can get drop shackles for like dirt cheap. So I watched this video, hopped online, and I'm trying to find it, whatever. And I found that you can get drop shackles for like $40. So the kid probably got drop shackles for $40, did it or had a shop do it. And I can get stock ones or even a lift one to go 1 inch up from stock anyway, which should be a couple inches taller. I can check underneath the truck, investigate. I haven't yet gone outside yet, but I just wanted to clue you in to kind of behind the scenes of figuring out these things, because it's not like, I know everything about this truck. I've never had this gen of a truck. I've never had a lowered truck. Like, there are a lot of variables that I simply do not know. And yes, there's a lot of research that should and can be done on the front end before a purchase is made. But once you're into something, I'm doing research now, just like all of you probably are and do. So this is how I get the information that I have, forums and service manuals, service booklets and whatnot, and YouTube videos. I think it's time to get this show on the road. Get the garage opened up and show you this truck for the first time. Ew, we got to get a cold start. This thing is going to be bad. So it is very chilly. I'll probably be doing this with my hood up, but I want to show you the truck. Here she is. I just got it pulled out, and it is definitely a nicer, brighter, sunnier day. Still chilly. Okay, we are decked out in gear. Keep in mind, this is May in Indiana. It should not be this cold, but it is. Anyway, here is the truck. Good looking baby from the gate. I'm gonna switch the camera around so you can actually see the truck and not me. Okay, so check her out. Here she is. I'll give you the quick once over just so you can see what the truck looks like in general. It is very, very solid, especially with how sunny and bright it is on this black paint. These polished wheels, it does look pretty good. But I'll show you all the quirks because there are aplenty. So here she is. I don't like that at all. Oh, I don't like that at all. Okay, so there's the exterior of the truck. Let me crack this door open, show you the inside. It's not bad. It's got the touch screen, as I was saying yesterday. Both sets of keys, there's one there. Back seats are pretty standard. We do have some like an LED strip there. Otherwise, pretty basic. And then no bed liner back here. It's a 2015, so it should be pretty clean. And as a matter of fact, it is. So that's really, really exciting. Most of the stuff that I get is older and as a result, pretty much inherently rustier, but we're good with that. Okay, now let's move a little bit closer and go over all the flaws. So I'm just gonna run you down the side of the body. There's a ding there. Oh, this is funny. There's a whole bunch of tape on this antenna.
So we got to get that addressed. The doors are actually in good shape. That appears to be in good shape. The mirror, there's a fat ding that was disclosed. There's a pretty big scratch here that was disclosed. But the one thing that sucks is this. So there's like a pretty sizable dent that I don't think I'm going to be able to pull. I'll be able to sand this down to bare metal, paint it black, just right on the edge there, mask it, and keep that from rusting, because there's not really any rust anywhere else. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to salvage this part of the bed. Unfortunately, we have a cracked taillight here, and then a very bashed in tailgate, unfortunately, right here. And these are expensive, especially having the camera. And then we have another dent up there. That doesn't matter at all. It's a bed, it's a truck. So that one's not really problematic. Over here, it's pretty good. A couple dings, but like, it's a truck. Moving on. It's solid. There are a couple dings, I think, on the front bumper. Yeah, there's one down there that kind of stinks. It'll clean up well. It's definitely not like a pristine show truck. And then this is where it gets goofy. So we have some really fat spacers in here, and hopefully you can see the fitment on the stock body is way too wide, in my opinion. And then we got the lowering situation in the rear back here. Like, I don't know about you. Maybe it's your style. Let me zoom in. I don't know about you. Maybe this is your style, but this is definitely not mine. I'll get a measuring tape and see where we are. But here's the amount of clearance and wheel gap that we have in the back. And here we are in the front. And this is acceptable in my opinion. I'm okay with this. But this, I most certainly am not, especially when you consider the fact that we have just pretty crazy poke out the side. This is just not my style of build at all. You can see fat spacers back there as well. We have the same on the front. And for all the money you spend on mods, cannot afford a decent set of tires or elect not to do that. And then the front rotors are definitely not the greatest. I think the rears are okay. But I got all new brakes coming, all new tires coming for this thing. Get it solid. We have some sort of exhaust. I haven't even looked underneath to see if there's a muffler down here. Doesn't look too much like it. Anyway, this is actually my first time getting underneath the truck, so we can check and see together what we have going on back here. I don't know. Oh, the spare is in the way. So it looks like there might be some sort of block, and that appears to me to maybe be aftermarket, but it's dirty enough it could be stock. I don't know what I'm looking at and looking for. Like I said, I've not worked on the suspension. One of these springs could have been taken out. I don't know how many come from factory, but we got to look into how this thing was lowered and get it addressed and get it back up, because this is disgusto to me anyway. So that's going to wrap up this video with the new Silverado. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, drop a like, drop a comment down below telling me what you thought. Would you have picked this up for the price that I paid? Did I get a good deal? Is it too junk with the squat? That's getting addressed very, very soon, hence the tires in the background. If you want to follow along with the build, the modification or demodification, the de-ricification of this truck, then definitely hit the subscribe button. And most importantly, if you're interested in learning
how to look for good deals, how to negotiate like a pro, and everything that you need to know to be able to buy a vehicle, drive it for free, or even profitably. The strategy and the key insights on exactly what you need to know in order to drive anything, a newer Silverado like this, or really anything else at no net cost, then click the link down below. And with that in mind, I will see you on the next one. Peace.